Okay, and we are running. We are running. So I haven't been streaming or making YouTube videos in a really long time now. So I figured I would make this video real quick in a shitty vertical style format, um, which is just me talking about my life, now that it's changed, while eating a salad. Because I don't know, I'm hungry and I just felt like talking. Um, I think it's like part of the, streamer thing. Sometimes like I'll just sit there and I'll feel like, I really want to have that, flow of consciousness and I wish I was talking to my beloved Discord or Twitch chat right now. But alas, I am at home and they are doing construction outside, so it's going to be a terrible audio experience. There's going to be drilling. There's going to be me eating a salad and pouring water, but it's whatever. So a lot has changed, and I would say mostly for the positive, but you know how it is as, I feel like young people, um, and especially, people like me who are, females, we are definitely inclined to complain more than we are to appreciate. Fuck. I don't know if that ruined my screen recording. No, it didn't. We are definitely inclined more to focus on the negatives than the positives. And even when there are positives, sometimes it feels like if there is a negative at all, it can outweigh like all the positives. You know what I mean? But I guess the last couple years have been really interesting for me. I think I've been growing in terms of like who I am as a person, but also like skill wise in my art stuff. Although I can say that it never feels like you're getting good enough at art fast enough. That is always a perpetual concern. I always feel like I could be doing something more. I could be working harder, and you work yourself harder and you kind of push yourself, and then you fall into burnout, which is not ideal. Um, but yeah, so school's really been an interesting experience. For starters, I when I first moved, because the campus that I'm at attending is different from the program that I was at last year. I moved into a new flat, and holy shit, it fucking sucked. I know it sucked so badly. Like we have a rat problem. The laundry machine short circuited, and there was an electrical fire. Someone left the gas on the other day with the fire on, and the landlord came back and saw it and was very upset. The roommates leave rotting food in the kitchen and all over the stairs, which is why we have a rat problem. So I've been trying to move out, and I'm actually moving with my boyfriend. I have a boyfriend now. Hopefully I don't fuck it up and it goes long term. So lots of things have been different. So I guess about the school life, what specifically is different about art school, which might be interesting for people who were thinking about going into art school or do their own kind of art and just wonder what it's like to receive a let's you can't see me doing it, but I'm doing the air quotation thing, air quotes. Formal education in art versus like a YouTube education. Because a lot of people will tell you, hey, don't go to art school, right? And I agree with them as someone who goes to art school. For me, why I went to art school is because I wanted to force myself to, live a different life, go outside, live in a different country, make some friends. And I think I've accomplished those things pretty decently. So, any added education on the side to me is frankly a bonus. And I'm in a very lucky place where I can actually sit down and say that. But you might be wondering, well, what is the art school life like? And I have to clarify first that this is art school life in the UK, and it's not the same as art school in the States. Our system of, how do I explain this? Like the schooling system is different. After high school, you don't go directly to university. You might go to this thing called college, which is not the same as American college. And then you might have a foundation year, and then you will have actual university. If you're an international student, you are not beholden to these standards. It is so confusing. But for me, I did a foundation year just to get back into the swing of things, and now I'm in the degree program. So the foundation is 1 year, and the degree program is 3 years. Some people, you can just go right into the degree program and it's 3 years. And that's why a lot of people that are international students choose to come to the UK, because the program is shorter. It's fun. And somehow, even though the exchange rate is abysmal, it is still cheaper than being an international student in the States, especially for one of those big name schools. So definitely, if you're thinking finances and stuff, that's what to think about. For me, my tuition in pounds is 30,000 a year, which is ridiculous. But still cheaper than American schools, a bunch of them. As for the class format, it's you don't actually choose your courses. So you know how, like, let's say you're in the States, you choose a major and a minor. No, you don't really do that here. You just choose a program, and all of your classes are already sorted for you. So you don't actually have a course picking day, which I honestly used to hate about Canadian university, when you'd have to have that race to get an optimized timetable, which didn't have your classes at 6 a.m. on a Monday, but also 8 p.m. on a Monday, and a lab or a tutorial at 2 p.m. So you can't even just have a nap for like the entire day until your 8 p.m. class. No, that's not a thing. Our earliest class ever for this uni was at 10 a.m. and that was only for 2 months. We'd had that 10 a.m. class, and then we had a class that started at 2 p.m. And now that 10 a.m. class is done, and we only have the 2 to 5:30 p.m. class. And that's on Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays. So you have 3 days of class a week with 3.5 hours of content. And only one of those hours is actual teaching time, and the rest is they'll go look at your work and talk to you about what you could change. It's not actually that much time because you have to go around the entire class and give people that, feedback. So you're only realistically getting like maybe 5 to 10 minutes of time with your teacher, per class. But it's a pretty hands-off schedule, right? And for me, that's good because I feel like, you can make what you want of it. You can do as little work that you want. Obviously, that leads to a really big range in results of what people accomplish in class. There's some people who go crazy for no reason, and the stuff is pretty good. And there's some people who aren't that good and also don't put in the effort. And that sounded really judgmental and like I'm trying to call people out. But obviously my point is that there's a range of dynamics and skills in what people start at, and also how much effort they're putting in and what their end result might be post-graduation. The style of the classroom is very, very chill. And the actual structure of the university is pretty cool. Like, I'll upload some pictures of the work that I've been doing and what the school looks like later. But there's cafes and bars inside of our campus building, which is, I guess, very European art school or whatever. But that is a pretty cool aspect of it. So my life in London has been pretty chill. I have these 3 classes Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Honestly, sometimes I don't even go to some of them. And outside of that, I'll just chill at home and do my own thing. And, I'll go out and I'll go shopping or go to see exhibitions. So that's one thing that's different about living here versus living in Vancouver. So Vancouver's a big city for Canada, right? And London is one of the biggest cities ever in the entire world, right? And the crazy and great thing about it, which I guess you can call crazy, is that if you ever feel bored, you can kind of just Google London things to do Sunday, and there will be 15 things. What I never liked about living in Vancouver is I appreciate the tranquility of it, right? But it's a double-sided thing because it's tranquil, but at the same time, if I want to go do something, it's not really that much to do. You just kind of end up going for drinks with a friend. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Going for food with a friend, also excellent. But there isn't any specific thing that you can go to and check out, and if there is, it's hardly ever for free. But a lot of these museums, exhibitions, everything, it's free. So you can just kind of go and check all these cool things out. And I feel like you can really go to a lot of these museums 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 times, and you'd never be able to finish that, I guess, visit. There's so much stuff there. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun just checking out all this random stuff. I don't know what people were expecting about me moving out. I don't know what I was expecting about me moving out, but that's what I appreciate. And obviously, I also appreciate the freedom of not, living with your parents, leaving the nest. It's kind of nice. Hold on, salad break. I said I was going to eat a salad, and I haven't gotten to the salad part yet. I don't even think my laptop mic can pick this up because this ghetto-ass setup is me screen recording my iPhone because this laptop doesn't have OBS or VTube Studio on it. And I'm using sound recorder on my fucking laptop. Okay, so the actual assignments that we have to do for art uni are kind of different too. For the 10 a.m. class, we had to make a puppet. And the process was you had to write a story for your puppet, do research on different kinds of puppets, because some people choose to make I don't know what the terminology is for it, but more 3D clay puppets. Some people would make it with more an engineering kind of vibe, almost even an animatronic. Holy shit, FNAF reference. Some people would make it those Thai or Chinese like shadow puppets. Some people would, you know, like for me, I did mine based off of like Wasu art, WASU. You've probably seen their paper puppets before on like Twitter. So I decided to do something that's like that, a little more live 2D inspired, which is like obviously the thing that I would know about. So it requires me to put in as little effort as possible. And I will be releasing those files later when I'm done so you guys could build your own paper puppet using my art. And then for the afternoon class, we actually had to, for the first part of the semester, well, semester's not the right part of the term for it, but the first part of the unit, we did a 3D environment in Maya, Substance Painter, and then the Maya lighting engine, which is called Arnold. And you had to like choose a couple key terms, write a story, do a sketch, find references, make your own thing. It's basically just, you know, the process of ideation, because some people, you know, like they might just go into a project, not think about things, and just try to force out shapes and ideas and whatnot. So it's that idea of how do we get the ideas so that you have a strong foundation to build your ideas on. Because I don't know about you, if anybody else here is an artist, but sometimes my biggest problem is I'll be like 70% done something and realize that I do want to change this, but it's so fundamentally different from what I already had, because the ideation process, the creative process that I had at the start was kind of lacking, or I was slacking off, or I didn't care, or there could be so many different reasons why. Maybe your research wasn't good, or you didn't think that hard about the concept. And now that you're finishing it, you're like, well, the finishing itself is fine, but my idea was fucking stupid. So yeah, that's the point that I was trying to fix. So for mine, I did like a abandoned hospital kind of thing. I don't have a fucking video editor, and I don't know how to edit this myself, so maybe there will be a picture, or there won't be a picture that flashes up across the screen, depending on how good my CapCut skills are. And then for this current project, we're doing a 2D environment. So 3D environment, 2D environment. Makes a lot of sense. Next unit is going to be character design. Woohoo! But for my 2D environment, I'm doing like a Sea of Thieves, pirate kind of inspired thing. So yeah, not quite done that yet, but you know, I guess it's kind of interesting. Is it 30,000 pounds worth of interesting? Well, honestly, I don't think so. Which is not a great thing to say. But, you know, for me, a big part of it was growing up making, you know, friends touching grass, you know, because I think a problem with me 4 or 5 years ago even is that, like, because I haven't talked to that many people and I had such a limited perspective and understanding of the world, that I didn't really know that a lot of the things that I said or the way that I thought was just not concurrent and appropriate for our modern society. Anyways, I'm developing self-awareness. There's not that much else to go about it. I'll have some interesting stories and more if I, you know, like instead of having a stream of thought kind of consciousness YouTube video kind of thing, which is obviously tedious to sit through sometimes, I'll write some ideas down and then I'll actually record it on my computer and I'll tell you guys some interesting stories that happened in London. I have a couple of really astronomically rich friends and a couple of astronomically poor friends, and they both have really interesting, you know, anecdotal things that happen with us. I sometimes have funny boyfriend stories, although I have to ask him if he's okay with me sharing those beforehand, because maybe it's embarrassing for him. I feel like they're always at his expense rather than mine. I'm like, for example, you know, like I had to teach him how to clean a toilet for the first time in his life the other day. Or he has like some work stories. So, yeah, we'll see. Okay, that's about it. Thank you for checking out the video. And maybe I'll see you around. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm too busy, but you know, I hope you guys feel like that is a good thing for me, that I'm kind of growing up and no longer just being whatever you want to call it. I don't know what I am, you know, but I'm figuring it out. So thank you guys for all your support as usual, and I look forward to talking to you guys some more in the Discord, or I guess if you must in the fucking YouTube comments. Okay, bye.